Hello guys, and welcome to this month's question and answer video. It is for, crikey, where are we going? Oh, that's right, yeah, I can't believe it, end of March already. And about 4 weeks ago we did our last one, and that was really funny. We did that in the bookshop, in the cafe at Foyles, and I didn't realise till afterwards we had those people watching, so that was quite funny. Anyway, so great to be with you. Thank you very much for the questions. What we're going to do this week is, this month is, instead of actually just sitting in one place, we're going to go for a little walk around as well. We're going to go and sort of investigate a neighbourhood of London, which I haven't covered in a video before, but we will be coming back at some point during the summer, definitely when everything is out, but we're also going to show you some of the spring blossom. Now, if you look behind, you can see that within the bushes there, you've got an underground sign, but you've got lots and lots of palm trees. So you'd be thinking, crikey, where the heck is that? And then when you swing round, here's the underground station. Welcome to St John's Wood. Now, if you're an avid cricket fan from around the world, you'll know St John's Wood really well. It's the home of Lords, the home of cricket, which is literally just down the road. And I don't think we're going to get past that today, but we will feature it in a future video. And also, if you're a music fan, you may well know the area, because just down the road from here, you've got the Abbey Road recording studios, famous for, well, for so many millions of musicians worldwide, including, of course, the Beatles and the legendary Zebra Crossing, which we have featured before. And a big hello to Alan Paul, who were featured on that one. And we've got you going across the Zebra Crossing, and Queen, and various others. So I thought, do you know what? Let's do our Q&A, and we'll do it in St John's Wood. Now, we're on the main road, which is the A41, which is one of the main roads which goes out of London, and it goes all the way to Wales. So it's a very, very long road. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to come off there. We're going to leave St John's Wood station, which is there, and the main road. And we're going to dive down some of the side roads just to show you some of the places that you can live in St John's Wood. And it's a very, very well-to-do area, to say the least. Cut down on St John's Wood High Street and answer your questions whilst we're at it as well. How's that sound? Sound like a deal? Fantastic. So, lovely to have you here. Thanks so much for watching. I know it's the March one, but because we did the February one late, I thought, do you know what, we'll do this one late as well. So it's at the beginning of April, and hopefully at the end of April we'll get back going again. And one of the things I'm looking at is, how do we get back the live streams that we used to do? So we might even have a go at doing that. Right, before we go any further, I'll also show you some of the properties around, not just some of the shops and the streets and all the rest of it there. There you go. How about that? That will be worth millions, probably about £5 or £6 million. Especially, there you go, a car day around here. I thought that might be a Waitrose one. Especially as it's got a conservatory at the back there as well, and parking and all the rest of it. So you've got all of that. And Leslie, especially for you, Crane Watch, yeah, always building going on. So you've got those there. And then over the other side here, you've got flats. Yes, they are flats. Very well to do. Barely Lodge in Archaea Road, and we'll put on there how much they are. They're flats as well, but they're very expensive ones, and all those here. So, right, there you go. Just gives you an idea. Right, so we're in St John's Wood. Now, we've got some questions. We're going to get onto the high street in a couple of seconds, and we've got some questions. We've got 4 actually for this month, which is good. I'd like to keep them so it doesn't go on for like 3/4 of an hour. And you'll know, if you're a regular watcher on the channel, how much I like to sidetrack as well. So I actually will keep that piece going. So we'll do that as well. So we've got those questions for you, and a massive thank you to everyone that's contributed this month. And if you've got a question you want to ask us about London or London visited or anything else like that, all you need to do is chuck it in the comments down below. We'll keep it, and then we'll put it on for next month. There you go. It's as simple as that. Right. Before we take the first question, we're now coming on to St John's Wood High Street. So let's just give you a little bit of a flavour there. You've got a florist that's doing late night business on a Friday. So we filmed this on the Friday, the last Friday in March, just before Mother's Day, because we have that different here. Look at those flowers, beautiful. At £40 to £45 a bunch. It's Mother's Day and St John's Wood prices, very nice. And look at that. That is a delicatessen over there. Very nice. And I love the fact it's all sort of glassed off. It just gives you an idea. It's very, very well to do. Yeah, if money was no object, I don't think I'd live in this area, but it'd certainly be a nice area to come round to. I come and have a look around. Okay, I'm also going to grab my phone because normally I print off the questions. Today I forgot, so we shall have a go at that. One of them I can remember whilst we're looking these up is Luana, you've asked, so question number 1, what is the difference between a video and a podcast? Whilst they're getting their coffees and the teas in there. Oh, very nice. There you go, if you fancy eating outside, there you go, you can get a table here a little bit later. Buttercombs. Treat yourself to afternoon tea for £9.95, that's not bad. And there you go, doesn't matter where in the world you go, you've got a Starbucks. Anyway, right, so I asked the difference between a podcast and a normal video that we do. So our podcasts, so let's talk about it from our perspective, whilst we head down St John's Wood High Street. So from our perspective, so we've got now a series of podcasts. We're not far off 100 on YouTube actually, and all I've been doing is we've been recording our podcasts on other channels, so you can get them on iTunes, etc. And we've done over 250 of those, and all I'm doing is putting video to them. So we're sort of repurposing them. But the idea of the podcast and what we've done to keep it totally separate is, you know how I like to go out and we talk about stuff, and sometimes I include a bit of history, and other times I say, oh, you can go to the podcast and get the history. Well, what we do for our podcasts is, if you want pure history on something in London, then the podcast is absolutely ideal for you because it is pure history, and then I'll put a sort of a video backtrack on there as well. So the idea of a podcast when they first came out, before they had video podcasts, is it was just something you put in your ears and it was pure audio, and it was people talking, interviewing, etc. And that's how we started ours, but of course video podcast has developed quite nicely, so we repurpose those and we put those on the channel. So that's really the difference between it. It started off as an audio thing and it's gone a video thing, so it allows us to put up. So if you haven't caught our podcasts yet, we've got 2 ways of doing it. So if you want just the audio podcast, let's just, here you go, whilst we're having a look around here. Oh, there you go, that's the Ivy, very posh, very nice. The Sir Isaac Newton. I've got a funny feeling that might be a pub. Once upon a time, the Sir Isaac Newton. There you go, but that's the Ivy, very posh. So, yeah, how can you get hold of our podcast? So if you'd like to get hold of our podcast, very, very easy. All you need to do is go to a favourite podcast provider, an audio one. So you can do that on Spotify, iTunes, Google, YouTube podcasts, and anyone else that carries podcasts. You put in London Visited and you'll see we've got about 250 of them. Alternatively, you can wait till they all come on YouTube, because they will all come on YouTube, and we're putting them on a brand new episode every Saturday, and that is just by looking at London Visited, and you'll see the podcasts in there. And we have a separate playlist for our podcasts, so if you fancy listening to more of the podcasts, you can go through the playlist and you can pick those up on there. There you go. Thank you, Luana, for kicking us off this month with the podcast, and whilst we show you around St John's Wood High Street, just look at some of these places, they're very nice. Indeed, I mentioned Paula and Al. Last time I actually came down here with them, and they were knocking 7 bells out of the place. They were really, really digging quite something to bring it all up to scratch, because actually it used to be one of those roads down here that traffic used to get stuck in and people trying to park, etc., and not very wide pavement. But they've now sort of improved that, which is really good. So it looks much, much better down here. Anyway, I like that. Most of the stuff is closed. I might even see if I can grab a coffee shop a little bit later, or do something on our sister channel, London Visited Coffee. Right. So what else have we got? Oh, here's a really good one. Now, this is from Sweet Life 7771, and I'm so sorry because I can't remember. I know you've told me before, and I really can't remember your name, so I'm really, really sorry. But I love the question, so I wanted to include that. Right, here we go. This is a really one. This is a cultural one. So the question is, what she wants to know is, as an American, when we travel around the world and we meet someone from America, we kind of smile because it's a kinship of meeting someone from home, even if we've got nothing politically, religiously, economically, etc. in common with them. And it makes no difference because it's a primitive feeling of speaking to someone from my home country. Great, love that. But I never really understand how English people feel when they travel, because your situation is so much more complex. For example, when you were in Germany, and you met someone from Wales or Scotland, would you feel as though you were speaking to someone from your country? And what about if you were in Germany and you were next to someone from one of the Commonwealth countries like Canada? Would that be like meeting someone from home? Never really fully understood how Englishmen views these other countries, and do you feel as though they are one entity, or do you feel distinctly as having come from just England? Thanks for answering the questions. What a brilliant question. Cool, that's all wrapped up in it. It's quite funny actually. We're very, very reserved. And actually, to be quite honest, I'm going to take this two ways really. I'm going to take this from a personal point of view. I can see there's a park over there. I might go and have a look actually because it's got blossom in there. I'm going to take this from a personal point of view. Do you know what? When I go away, I like to immerse myself in the local culture. So I almost, unless I'm travelling with other people, stick as well away from other people from my country as much as possible, so I can immerse myself in the culture of where I've been. So for instance, I went to Germany last Christmas for the German Christmas market, and actually it was just wonderful meeting other people from other nationalities. Really enjoyed that, and that is just an absolute beauty of travelling. Sometimes you'll hear other people speak and you'll get their dialect, because don't forget, like America, you've got all the different dialects from all the different places, and you might stop and go, oh, hello, and then move on, but you won't, because I don't normally go out of the way, but I think we're quite reserved, keep ourselves to ourselves. Then you ask the other one, which is a really interesting one, about the Commonwealth aspect of it, because yes, you've got the Commonwealth countries, which is brilliant. And you know what, I never even thought of it like that. I will talk to anybody from any country, and I think you get a lot of, as I said, a lot of the English, a lot of the British people are very, very reserved. I probably wouldn't do unless they were spoken to. But it's one of those things, when you travel, you just get your head down, you've got an idea of what you want to do, where you want to go, and you just either talk to everyone or talk to no one, depending on how you feel, I suppose. It depends on what grabs you on the mood. By the way, just whilst we're walking down here, we've come off St John's Wood High Street. Look at these flats. These are absolutely incredible. Hanover House, I've no idea how much these are, but I tell you what I am going to do, I'm going to look it up. And I thought, come on, let's get some spring blossom on here as well. Look at the clouds. There's no clouds in the sky, blue sky, sunset's coming, and just look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All on St John's Wood High Street, right on the corner there. What a beautiful magnolia tree. Amazing. And then when you walk down, just look at these flats. Oh my word. These have got to be worth an absolute fortune. And I will put the price, if I haven't done already, bottom there. There you go. See, plenty of greenery. So, a pretty nondescript answer really. I suppose it depends on the person, depends how they're feeling, depends if they're feeling talkative, and also depends how shy they are. There you go. Hopefully that one helps on that one, and thank you so much. What a brilliantly crafted question, but a really great one about the culture. Absolutely love it. So thanks so much for sharing that one. Really loved it. Okay, next one. Let's dig out now. Whilst we're doing that, we're coming to the end of St John's Wood, and we're coming up to Regent's Park, which may well be open, which would be good. We might be able to take a little walk through there, which would be lovely. Next question we got. Big Ben looks to be right in the middle of Westminster Abbey building and complex. Is Big Ben part of Westminster Abbey and built at the same time? Brilliant. Thanks, Luana. What a lovely, brilliant question that is. It does actually, when you look at photos, etc. It looks like everything sort of merged and moulded it into one, but it's not. Big Ben is part of the Palace of Westminster, and the Palace of Westminster is the Houses of Parliament. So it's all of that. It's the Houses of Parliament. Sorry, I'm just working out now how to get across the road here without getting run over, because I can see Regent's Park, I can see Blossom in there. I fancy a little bit of a stroll around there without getting run over. Okay. I think I'm going to have to go back to the zebra crossing, which is basically one of these things here. I think you call it a sidewalk, don't you? Or a crosswalk, something like that. But anyway, it's a good way of doing it. You don't get run over. Always helpful. So no, Big Ben itself is just part of the Palace of Westminster House of Parliament, whereas Westminster Abbey is on its own. If I remember rightly, 18 something, 1872, 1874, something like that. I'll put it on the screen down below. Is when Big Ben was actually built. Westminster Abbey back in about 1066. Might be even older than that. I know we've got that covered. Actually, I'm going to put the Westminster Abbey video at the end of this one, so you've got all of the details you've got on there. But different. They're all around Parliament Square, which is why it all looks the same. So you've got a nice big green square in the middle of it, with loads and loads of statues of people, really important, 12 important people from around the world. Well worth doing Parliament Square, and you get a really, really good view around it as well. Excellent. Right, so whilst I'm walking around this busy area here, I'm going to change the battery in my camera. I'm going to come back because I know we've got one more question, and then by that time, with a bit of luck, we'll be in Regent's Park. Right, amazing, we're back. I am there somewhere, but it's, well, all I'd say is the sun is dropping. We have Regent's Park by dark, which is lovely. It's beautiful red here. We're going to walk around the lake and answer the final question and just give you a sort of a view round as well. Do let me know. Be really interested to get your opinion before we go for the last question. What were your thoughts on our night series that we did? Sort of walking around London at night and seeing a different sort of London. Be really interesting to know. So do let us know in the comments down below. Just let us know what you thought of them. What did we do in the end? 6 of them, and we had some previous night walks, etc. that we've done, but it might be something I'll carry on doing. I know it was something that was requested by quite a lot of people. Feedback's been really positive, but I'd be really interested to know what your thoughts are, so do let us know. And the same goes for anything else, any comments, anything else that you've got, do let us know in the comments down below. Any hints, tips, suggestions, you know, all that sort of stuff. Whilst you're doing that, there you go. We have the Children's Lake there. Which is lovely here at Regent's Park. And as we go around, we've got the big lake where you can get pedlos and you can get out on the lake on there. Plus also you've got the view across, and you'll see that in a second, to the BT Tower. So we'll do that in just a tick. Right, final question, Luana. Thank you. Guys, thanks for the questions this month. They've been absolutely sublime. So really, really pleased with those. Thank you. So any questions, do drop them in the comments down below. And the final question is, what are 3 mistakes she says that Americans most make when they come to London? Brilliant question. I'm going to generalise this because it's not just Americans, it's all people. Mistakes all people make. So let's have a think. So number 1 would be don't spend an absolute fortune on doing all of the attractions. There you go. With our friends from Canada. They are Rhonda, Matt, we can see that, there you go. Our Canadian geese. Right, anyway. Yeah, don't spend an absolute fortune. So if you go to any city in the world, you're going to spend an absolute fortune if you're not careful, okay? So my tip would be, what is it you want to come to London and do? What do you want to get out of your time here? And then plan backwards from that, okay? If you've done leadership and management, there's a guy, very, very, very famous author called Stephen Covey, who did the 7 Habits of Leadership, or Highly Successful People, I think it was, or something like that anyway. And one of his was always start with the end in mind. And he's absolutely spot on. Starting with the end in mind. What is it you want to get out of your trip to London? What is it you would like to see whilst you're in London? What would you like to experience whilst you're in London? And then from there, you can then work backwards and work out what you want to do. So in other words, to give you something practical here, if you want to get amazing views across the London skyline, don't spend 35, 40, 45 pounds going on the London Eye. And whilst the London Eye is a fantastic experience, so is going up in the Shard, you can do this sort of stuff for free and still get the phenomenal views going across, okay? So that's what I mean by that. So work out what you want, and then how can you do that? But also, sometimes you can do it in an even better way, more fun way, not even just thinking about money, a much, much better experience, okay? So that would be number 1. Number 2, I think, once again, coming to a major city, getting around these places, I hope I've shown you over the many videos that we've done that London might feel big, but actually it's quite small. And you know, I've got out St John's Wood tube station when I started doing this video, and I'm right near Baker Street now, which is the next tube station along. And I've walked very slowly. We've had a look down St John's Wood High Street, looked at some of the properties, had a bit of a natter, but actually a lot of stuff is on the sort of doorstep. So all I would say is, once again, when travelling around, just have a think about where you want to go and actually just do a bit of investigation. Is it quicker to walk? Do you want to cycle here? Do you want to get a boat? You've got all different ways of doing it, and of course money's one thing, speed's another. You know, are you up against it, and therefore you might want to grab a taxi and a bit of an experience and sit in the back of a black cab. So you can do all of that sort of thing. So I would just work out what it is you want to do, what experience you want to get, and how you want to travel it. That would be number 2, and this applies to anyone coming to London. And the third one, I think, is the allocation of time. I think these guys think so as well. They're a bit, hello, you say hello? No? Okay, no, he's not, or she's not. Thank you. Time allocation. It will disappear, no doubt about it. So make sure you give yourself enough time to experience what you want to do. Unless, of course, you're going to come back again and again. I know some of our friends do from around the world who are members. We come back time and time again, and it's lovely seeing you guys. But what I would do is just make sure you have that time allocated to it. Rest well before you come. Have some good shoes. Here, I'm going to give you some extra tips here. Have some good shoes. Don't come in heels, ladies or men. You need some really good comfy shoes, and don't get some brand new ones you haven't broken in yet. Get a nice pair of comfy sneakers. See? Oh, can you hear those geese? Get some nice comfy sneakers, ones that you're used to wearing at home when you're out and about and going shopping and all the rest of it, those ones, because they will do you an absolute treat for what London has to offer. And London's your oyster, it really is. So whatever you fancy, London really is your choice. So you know what, I'm not actually going to focus on me anymore, because you can't actually see me through the dark. But what I am going to do is focus on these beautiful pictures across the lake here. And you can see the sunset over the back there as well, where the sun's gone down. And then you have that beautiful weeping willow tree just over the other side of the lake as well. So there you go. So Luana, I hope that's given you a bit of a flavour and a feel on that one. And I know you've got a trip coming over here in May, so just have a think about that. With that in mind, what do you want to get out of it? That's the key bit, really. Oh, should we say hello to those more geese? Hello, guys. All right. Yes. Do you want an interview on London Visited? Yes, on London Visited. Anything you'd like to say? No. Okay. No, just you carry on drinking, guys. I know it's Friday night. Yeah, and loads more geese coming in over the water. Oh, brilliant. I do love the parks. Any time of year, any time of day, always great. There's always the wildlife as well. So anyway, there you go. That's our March. That's it. I had to try and remember that. March Q&A. Any questions you want me to get next month, just drop it in the comments down below. Let me know, and we will answer those for you. Now, what did I say? No, I said earlier I was going to put a video on, and whichever one that was, that's the problem. You completely lose your head. It's almost like completely going live. You completely lose it. So as a result, whatever I said earlier is going to be up in the top right hand corner. And if I didn't, I'm going to surprise you with something up there anyway. Guys, thanks so much. Thanks for watching the channel. Your views mean the world to us. Never in the month of Sundays when I started this, 7 years ago, did I expect us to, well, get half the people that we do. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It's amazing. So thank you. Anything you'd like to know, then please do let us know. I think that's facing the better way there. No, unfortunately, you can see face, and you can see what's going on down there. Well, and also that lovely sky as well. Too great to go over. Lovely. There you go. The sound of traffic lights. Anyway, take care, guys. Catch you next month. Thanks. Bye.